We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
More banking news, the drone saga continues, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lupkin, and here's the news you need to know. Credit Suisse shares soared early Thursday after it said it would get up to $53.7 billion from the Swiss National Bank to shore up its finances. On Wednesday, Swiss regulators and the country's central bank said they would throw Credit Suisse a lifeline after it disclosed problems with its financial reporting. It is the first time a major bank has received such support since the 2008 financial crisis. Shares in Credit Suisse, the country's second biggest bank, had plunged after Ammar al-Quderi, chair of the Saudi National Bank, said its institution, Credit Suisse's largest shareholder, could not invest any more in the company. The bank's struggles have stoked fears about the stability of the global banking system. The federal government reported Wednesday that retail sales and producer prices fell in February, signaling a cooling economy and giving the Federal Reserve more room to potentially pause interest rate hikes as they weigh the impact of a banking crisis against inflation risks, according to Bloomberg. Spending at retailers and restaurants declined by 0.4% in February, after surging in January. The Producer Price Index, a measure of wholesale costs that Fed Chair Jerome Powell has flagged as a key inflation indicator for the central bank's meeting next week, unexpectedly fell 0.1% in February, bringing the 12-month increase in producer prices to 4.6% last month, the slowest pace in nearly 2 years. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that he had spoken with his Russian counterpart in a rare phone conversation between the two sides to discuss the collision with Russian fighter jets that forced a U.S. surveillance drone to crash in the Black Sea near Ukraine. Austin declined to say whether Russia's defense minister Sergei Shoigu repeated Moscow's denial that one of its fighter jets had bumped into the American MQ-9 Reaper over international waters, forcing it down. Video footage from the drone released by the Department of Defense clearly shows the Russian plane hitting and downing the drone despite the Russian claims. Shoigu claimed U.S. drone flights near Crimea, a Ukrainian peninsula now claimed by Russia, were provocative in nature. Russia said it would try to retrieve the U.S. drone, and Russian vessels have already arrived at the drone crash site in the Black Sea. President Biden issued an executive order calling for more background checks during gun sales. The order doesn't require universal background checks. That would require legislation passed by Congress, and Biden stands little chance of pushing gun laws through the Republican-controlled House. But Biden directed Attorney General Merrick Garland to clarify who is deemed to be engaged in the business of selling firearms, because anybody who is must be federally licensed and check buyers' backgrounds. Biden instructed Garland to use his judgment and go after anyone willfully violating the law. Checking a buyer's background is just common sense to check whether someone is a felon, a domestic abuser, before they buy a gun, Biden said. These laws have been on the books for quite a while, and yet they have been unenforced. That's the raw naked truth. You can catch the Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.